Good morning. My name is Terry Morgan. It is Tuesday, July 21st, 2020. We are here to practice Tai Chi. We have some warm-up exercises we're going to do, and then we're going to work on the first part, a little modified, first part of traditional Yang style Tai Chi. Giving this particular set because it can be practiced in a small space. You can practice all of the moves in the set. We just take out a couple of repetitions, and you can complete the first part of the form, which I think is really important if we're going to try and practice something. So one of the issues that came up in some of the previous classes is this issue with having to know something, I need to learn this move, I need to learn how to do this, whatever this is, so that I can practice. That great if we're doing an in-person class and you want to practice, you're going to come to class for 6 months or so, and you're going to practice every day. We can build that up. With an online class, I have a different challenge. And to be honest, I think that there's some benefit in being able to practice a form from beginning to end. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next several classes, at least. We'll see. Coffee. Good morning. Alright, so I'm still getting a technical error over here. I have reset this thing a couple of times. I will look at it again today, and I hope that it does not interfere too much with being able to follow along with what we're doing this morning. So the first thing we're going to do, we'll do our stretches, outside to inside, and then we're going to add in the side to side. Then we'll do some walking, Tai Chi stepping, right? Feet about shoulder width apart. It can be a little bit wider. Shouldn't be too wide, it shouldn't be too narrow. It's the Goldilocks principle, right? It should be just right, somewhere in the middle. Shoulders down and relaxed. Pull up through the back. Pull up through the crown of the head. The Bai Hui in traditional Chinese medicine. Crown of the head, the Bai Hui. Pull up. Extend. Hand circle to the front. And come back to center. Up along the center line. And reach out. Bend the knees. Stretch out over the legs. As you come up, roll up through the back. Each circle, and this is a big circle, should be smooth and continuous. Relax into the stretch. Relax as you reach out over the legs. Pull up through your abs. Hold and extend. As you roll up, try to distinguish each vertebra, one by one. One more time. Breathe out. Stretch. Keep the knees bent. And stretch up. Inward circle. Elbows down. Wrists. Follow your fingertips. Reach out, keep your knees bent, arch through the back, hold through the abs. All of the effort should be through the back of the legs and the abs, not through the lower back. Your lower back can stretch, but it does not take the weight. Roll down. Again, distinguish each vertebra one by one. And stretch out. Reach. Reach. Hold the abs. Reach up. Two more. Follow your fingertips. Stretch out. And one more time. Follow your fingertips down. Roll down through the back. Engage the legs. Engage the hips. Stretch up. And stay up. Hands return to your sides. I think it's important, so I'm going to talk about this just a little bit, some of the things that I was mentioning while we're practicing. All right, so as we go over, to go outward, this has to hold. Okay, and what is this? All right, we have, through the center of the body on the outside, we have this large, kind of looks like a sandwich bun, muscle. Abdominis erectus, big one. Sits in the middle, kind of helps hold everything in. It's the simplified version, right? That's the simplified version. As you go over, that muscle needs to push in. Okay? Just push in. Everything needs to go in, not out, right? So I'm going over this way. It means I don't want this, right? I'm going to stick my stomach out so I can push my hips up so I can go over. Okay? That's not what we want. That's not what we want. It may be something that due to body condition, due to weight, which I have had some trouble with in my life, quite a bit actually. It could be due to some other issue. Whatever the issue, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. You don't get to not do this because blah, 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 blah. This is what's required. You do it. What your capability of doing this particular movement happens to be is what we're working on. The goal, right, is that this all pulls in and up as you go over. That's the goal. How to get there. First part, this large sandwich bun muscle in the front, pull in. We have another set of muscles that are interior to these large ones on the outside. There's a set that hooks from underneath the ribs, and I probably need to go back and pay attention to the names on these, but I visualize really well. So hooks up underneath the ribs and comes over to the hip. So you have this crisscross going here. That has to work. You need to use that. You think of it like a harness. This pulls this away and this pulls this away, and you hold everything up in the middle and it goes over. That all working together will give you the ability to do this movement, to take the body up and over. And that's what you need to work toward. Right? That's what you need to work toward. The second thing that I want to call out, and it's, again, very, very important, especially for anybody who's had trouble with their lower back, which I have also. Okay? I talk about this in a post that we have to, some things we just have to overcome. We have to figure it out. And it's a personal journey. Not everybody goes down the same road. That's fine. How we figure it out and the tools that we can use, those can be shared. And that's something that I'm trying to share with all of this video series. All right, so go back to talking about the psychology of this. So the movement, all right, and I'm going to, this is, as we are here, go down, right? Knees are bent. As I extend forward, right now, at this moment, I'm going to engage these muscles in the back of my leg and the small muscles in the hip. Okay? This gluteus maximus back here. It's been, some people it's pretty. Some people, you just not deal with it. It doesn't help with this movement. What helps with this movement is the gluteus medialis and the gluteus minimus, which are inside, and connect the upper part of the leg to the hip. Right? Those engage to hold the hip and take the weight of the body as you come up. What that does is it takes the weight off the lower back here, which is someplace that you really don't want it. Again, particularly if you've ever had any issues with your back, this is not where you want to carry any weight. What you're doing with this exercise is stretching. You're trying to stretch in this direction. We've just stretched in this direction, and I want to stretch in this direction. It is something that you can work on for months and years, being honest, to get that articulation. We can articulate our hands really well. We learn how to do that really early. Really early we can do this. All right? Articulating your spine consciously, something that gymnasts learn, dancers learn, most athletes learn in some version or another, right? Anybody that does, pretty much professional sports of any sort, you learn how to do this at some level. So we're practicing Tai Chi. We need to be able to articulate all of the muscles, all of the joints in the body, all of them, so that we can have this fluid, continuous movement. All right, now, so we have go outside, and we have come inside. Now we're going to go this way, right? Left and right. I'm going to start to my right, you're going to start to your left. And hand circle to the front, up along the center line. Right? Same opening as we had before, except this time, as we get to the top, turn to the right, stretch out over the legs, bend the knees, circle, turn, up on the other side. And again. Those 3 sets of muscles I talked about. Pull up through the abs, pull up straight. And across. Pull in. Relax. Pull in and up. Use the leg. Let's do one more. Reach out. And we're going to turn around to the other side. Stop in the center. Relax and turn to your right. Keep the knees bent. Extend. Pull up. One more. Reach out. Shoulders down. Relax. And come up. Center. Elbows drop down. Wrists. Fingers. Stay up. Pull up through the crown of the head. Hand circle to both sides. Stay there. All right. This set, outward, inward, side, and side, works all of this, right? Opens up the waist. It helps to strengthen the lower back and the legs. With our Tai Chi sets, with our Tai Chi movements, we focus a great deal on what the legs can do. And I just looked out the window and my cat has found a snake and she's going to bring it into the house. She might even bring it into the room with us. Oh joy. It's present, right? Yeah, back to Tai Chi. All right, so the first part that we covered yesterday were in traditional Yang style Tai Chi. And I'm going to review really quick. Facing, let me step right here. All right? This is what we're going to work on. I'm going fast, so you get a sense of what we're working on, what we're going to do here. All right? This is minus 3 repetitions of fresh knee and 1 repetition of Hands Strum The Lute. The first part of Yang style Taiji, traditional form. So, as of yesterday, we had started, and I'm just going to do the first part. We'd started here, right? Salute, feet together, it's important. Salute, right? And open. Bring the arms up and press down. Transfer the weight left, turn the right, open right. Step left with the heel. Transfer the weight through. As you transfer through, the hands trade positions. Turn, palm over. Turn, and we're going to go do the same thing on the other side. Step through, heel, transfer the weight. Okay, this is what we're working on right now. For this week, I think it's good to stay with this particular portion of the form. With this set, my hope is that within a couple of weeks, we'll get to a point that it's comfortable to practice an entire set without having to focus on the space, right? I don't have to back up. I don't have to go this way or that way. I've customized this little piece for the space that's available. And I think this will work well for some folks who may have smaller rooms, right? This is not a large room. So we have folks that are still staying at home, and this is something that we can do. All right, I'm going to turn around. Follow me from the beginning. Feet together. Relax. Pull up through the back. Pull up through the crown of the head. Salute. Transfer the weight to the right. Open the left. Raise the arms. Press down. Transfer the weight to the left, bend the knee, open right, right arm comes up, yin yang palm, ward off, step through, turn, left palm turns over, step through, right arm rolls up, left palm down. All right, this is a yin palm, this is a yang palm, yin yang palm. It's the way I learned it. All right, so this is yin facing down, this is yang facing up, and this is sideways. Right? So yin and yang. There is a philosophical basis for talking about the palm being either a yin palm or a yang palm. There is also an fundamental energy basis for talking about something that's a yin palm or a yang palm. It has to do with the type of energy that we are going to employ using that particular move or that particular hand position. So there's foundation for that. I just need to call that out. It's not something that it's not a recently developed concept. Let's put it that way. This goes back, I'm going to guess probably at least a couple centuries. More likely a few more. So, all right. Again, with me, slowly. Oh, and by the way, I did forget to do the stepping. We'll do that in a minute. Feet together. Salute. Relax. Breathe. All the way to the right. Open left. Center. Raise the arms. Press down. Sink. On to the left. Turn to the right. Right toes to 45. Bring the right arm up. Ward off. Step through. Right pull down. Left ward off. Turn. Step through. Left, pull down, right ward off. Alright. We have a number, there's a ton of stuff. There's a ton of stuff that goes with just these particular few moves. I'm not going to cover all of that right now. I will as we go forward, as we get more comfortable with each of these moves, or at least as I've introduced them, and I'm making the assumption that we're getting more comfortable with them, I'll start to introduce a little bit more of the refinements, if you will. I'll show you one of those, and then we're going to do stepping methods. So at the beginning, right, we have raise the arms and press down. As the arms come up, I'm going to exaggerate this. That's what we're doing. That's actually the application for what we're doing. So there's a little bit, if I exaggerated that, if I was going to do it for a full application, that'd be pretty close. You put hands here, I do this, right? I'm here, and I've got your hands, and I pull down, and I might help your chin meet my knee. Alright? So, it's much quieter in the form. A lot more noise in the applications. A lot more noise, I'll put it that way. So the refinement for raise your hands, which is, I'm just going up and down now. Just raise the hands up, raise the hands down, up and down. The refinement is open, open, and pull down. At some point, that idea has to be part of the form. Otherwise, it's not connected to anything that has meaning. Okay? The meaning of this movement is not just to bring my shoulder up and do this and bring my hands together. It's not. If we don't have that meaning behind the movement becomes empty. There's no intent. There's no mind. And we need to be present in all of our moves. That's part of the practice. So I'm here, I'm practicing, this is what I'm doing now. Paying attention, where's this supposed to go? Follow me one more time. Oh, wait, no, let's do the walking. Walking. And then we'll do one more time. Alright, stand straight, feet about shoulder width apart. Shift the weight to the left. Put your hands on, I'm going to put them up here. Shift the weight to the left, open the right toes. Transfer the weight. Bring the leg through. Place the heel. Push with the back leg, transfer through, circle. Oh, it's so much more complicated than it looks, isn't it? And transfer the weight. Step through. And one more time. Transfer the weight. Bring the leg through. Place the heel. And transfer through. Alright. The combination of movement here is really, really, really important for Tai Chi stepping. So I'm here. I'm going to transfer to the left, open to the right. As I shift my weight, I've also turned a little bit, right? Shift, turn, bring it through, place it, and turn into it. As I push through, right? As I'm coming through, I'm also pushing with the back leg, right? Push into it. As I turn, and I'm doing a little bit more than I should with my hip, so you can see it. As I turn into this, sink, turn up. Just a little bit. Right? These subtle movements are, I don't know, the best way to say it is fundamental to the art of Tai Chi. I'm on a roll here, so I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk in what we're just doing. I'm going to stand here, put my hands here, show you the difference. Alright, I'm going to do this as if I were only doing the direct movement. None of the subtleties. Looks kind of wooden, kind of stiff, not much there. There's no, yeah. Turn, step, put the foot. Okay. That was pretty bad. Alright? If you're a beginner and you have never done anything before, that kind of step is okay, as long as you understand that it's wrong and that you have to develop the strength to do it correctly. Otherwise, it's not correct. That would be somebody at a very beginner level who would not make it through the first round of competition. Okay? Fundamentals are important. Shift the weight, turn the toes, transfer. There's a transfer here. It's not hourglass. That sand pours from one to another. The weight transfers from one to another. It's not up, down. Transfer. Sink. Turn. Bring it through. And yeah, I exaggerated that. But that is exactly the kind of thing that is going on inside here. What we want in Tai Chi is that quiet. If the application, it needs to be a little bit noisier, okay. Yeah, applications are noisy. But in practice, it's quiet. Everything working in harmony, everything in good order, everything in correct position, holding where you need to hold, extending where you need to extend. One more time. Feet together. Stand straight. Salute. All the way down to the right leg. Open the left. Center. Raise the arms. Think about that circle. Think about where that change. Think about how to roll the arms through the movement. The whole arm, not just the hand or the wrist. Step through. Turn. Step through. All right. I'm going to stop here for today. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate everybody that watches any of my videos. Totally appreciate that you're watching. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow. We'll do it again.